Hello and welcome to this fast track course on artificial intelligence interview preparations. In today's job market, AI is no longer just a topic for data scientists or machine learning engineers. It's becoming a key part of conversation across roles, whether you're a project manager, business analyst, product owner, QA professional, DevOps engineer, or someone exploring new opportunities. Even if the job you are applying for doesn't require coding or data science, there is a good chance interviewer will ask you about AI, how familiar you are with it, how it affects your role, and what you think about recent advancements. That's where this course comes in. This isn't technical deep dive. We are not going to write code or explain complex algorithms. Instead, this is a focused and time efficient guide that prepares you to understand AI at a high level, speak confidently during interviews, and show that you are aware of how AI is changing your profession and industry. In the next few lessons, we'll explore the most relevant AI topics that might come up during an interview. For each topic, we'll explain what you need to know, why it matters for non-tech roles, and how to respond when asked about it. You'll learn how to connect AI concepts to your work, how to avoid overcomplicating your answers, and how to demonstrate thoughtfulness, curiosity, and business awareness without getting lost in technical jargon. This course is designed to run under 40 minutes, but by the end you'll be better prepared to handle AI-related questions with clarity and confidence. Let's get started. Foundational AI concepts. Let's begin with the foundations. In interviews, one of the most common starting points is a simple question like, what do you understand by artificial intelligence? Or, can you briefly explain what AI is in your own words? Now, even though this might seem basic, your response here sets the tone. It tells the interviewer whether you've taken the time to understand AI or whether you've just seen a few headlines. So, how should you approach it? Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to systems or machines that are designed to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. This includes tasks like understanding language, recognizing patterns, making decisions, learning from experience, and even solving problems. You don't need to define AI like a textbook. A better approach is to explain what AI does and then give a simple, relatable example. For instance, AI refers to computer systems that can perform tasks like learning, reasoning, or understanding language, tasks that usually require human intelligence. A simple example would be the recommendation engine on Netflix, which learns from your viewing habits and suggests what you might like next. Once the basic idea is clear, you may be asked to distinguish between AI, machine learning (ML), and deep learning (DL). Here's how to keep it simple and clear. AI is the broad umbrella, machines that simulate intelligent behavior. Machine learning is a subset of AI, where systems learn patterns from data and improve over time. Deep learning is a further subset of ML, using artificial neural networks to learn from large volumes of unstructured data like images or text. You can explain it like this. AI is the overall field. Machine learning is a method used within AI that allows systems to learn from data, and deep learning is a more advanced version of machine learning that works really well with large and complex datasets. Now, here's something important. You are not being evaluated for technical precision. Interviewers just want to know if you can explain concepts clearly, stay relevant to the role, and show that you've done your homework. Also, be prepared for a follow-up like, why do you think AI matters to your role? Your answer could mention things like efficiency, automation, better decision making, or improved customer experience. For example, as a project manager, I believe AI can help automate reporting, predict project risk based on historical data, and assist in prioritizing tasks. So even though I don't work directly with AI models, I need to understand how they can enhance delivery and outcomes. Key things to keep in mind for this topic. Avoid buzzwords or overcomplicating. Always relate AI back to your role or real-world use cases. If you're unsure about a term like deep learning, it's okay to say you're aware of it and continue with a broader explanation. This kind of clarity and framing can make your answer stand out, even without technical deep depth. Section: Generative AI and Large Language Models (LLMs). One of the most talked about topics today is generative AI, and interviewers know it. Whether you're applying for a product role, QA, DevOps, or a project management position, there is a high chance you'll be asked something like, what's your opinion on tools like ChatGPT or generative AI? How do you use large language models impacting business roles? So let's break it down in a way that makes sense and stay business relevant. Generative AI refers to artificial intelligence systems that can create new content, such as text, images, audio, or even video, based on the data they've been trained on. The key word is generate. Unlike traditional AI, which mostly classifies or predicts, generative AI produces something new. A common and highly visible example is ChatGPT, which generates human-like text in response to prompts. It can summarize reports, write emails, brainstorm ideas, or even simulate conversations. Now, large language models, or LLMs, are a specific type of generative AI trained on enormous amounts of text data. These models understand language patterns and can generate coherent, contextually relevant text. They don't understand the world the way humans do, but they're excellent at imitating natural language, making them useful in a range of business tasks. So, how do you talk about this in an interview? Start with a short, clear explanation. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create content like text or images. Tools like ChatGPT are powered by large language models, which are trained to understand and generate human-like language. They're being used in areas like customer support, content creation, documentation, and more. Then, connected to your role, here are a few examples. Project Manager. I've started experimenting with using ChatGPT to draft meeting summaries, generate status report templates, or explore risk scenarios more creatively. Product Owner. Generative AI is helping with feature ideation, summarizing customer feedback, and quickly drafting user stories. Business Analyst. I see value in using these tools to summarize large requirement documents, refine acceptance criteria, or communicate findings more efficiently. QA Test Professional. Generative AI can assist in writing basic test cases, identifying edge scenarios, or even simulating user inputs during exploratory testing. DevOps. LLMs are increasingly being explored to auto-generate deployment scripts or configuration templates, and for troubleshooting logs or alert messages. The goal isn't to claim you're using these tools daily, but to show that you're aware of them, understand their business relevance, and are open to leveraging them where they make sense. What to keep in mind when answering. Avoid technical deep dives into how LLMs are trained. That's not expected of business professionals. Focus instead on practical use cases, productivity gains, and risk like hallucinated content, security, or data sensitivity. It's also okay to mention you are in the early stage of exploring these tools. That still shows curiosity and initiative. This topic is very current, and your ability to talk about it with clarity and perspective will definitely make an impression. AI in software development. Even if you're not a developer, you might still be asked questions like, how is AI impacting software development today? Or do you think AI will replace programmers? These questions aren't just for coders. They're designed to assess your awareness of how software delivery is evolving, especially if you are in a role that supports or collaborates with engineering teams. Let's start with big pictures. AI is not replacing developers, but it is enhancing how software is written, tested, and maintained. The shift is toward augmented development, where AI tools assist human engineers in routine tasks, enabling them to work faster and with fewer errors. One of the most talked about tools in this space is GitHub Copilot, which uses AI to suggest code snippet in real time, generates entire functions, or even write documentation based on the code. It's like autocomplete, but for developers. So, how do you explain this as non-tech professional? You can say, AI tools like GitHub Copilot are helping developers write code faster and reduce repetitive tasks. They're improving productivity and speeding up the development process, which ultimately affects how quickly we can deliver value to customers. If you're a project manager or product owner, you can go a step further. From a delivery perspective, AI enhanced coding means shorter development cycles, more consistent quality, and potentially fewer bugs. That affects how we plan, estimate, and respond to change. If you are in QA or DevOps, you can say, with AI accelerating development, there is more focus on continuous testing and automated quality gates to ensure faster releases don't come at the cost of stability. Here are a few ways AI is actively supporting development today. Code generation, writing boilerplate or repetitive code faster. Bug detection, spotting issues early in development process. Documentation, automatically generating or summarizing code comments. Code reviews, assisting in reviewing pull requests for common issues. Learning support, helping junior developers understand best practices. Key things to remember when answering. Don't predict that AI will replace developers. That's an oversimplification. Talk instead about collaboration between humans and AI and how it enhances efficiency. Always bring it back to your role. Faster delivery, better collaboration, or new opportunities for cross functional alignment. Showing that you are aware of how AI is changing the dev landscape, even from the outside, demonstrates that you are staying relevant, adaptable, and supportive of innovation.
AI in DevOps and MLOps. If you are in operations, infrastructure, or automation oriented role, you might get questions like, how is AI being used in DevOps today? Or have you come across the term MLOps? What does it mean in a business context? These aren't trick questions. They're aimed at checking whether you understand how AI is being integrated into modern delivery pipelines, especially where automation and reliability are priorities. Let's break it down. DevOps is all about collaboration between development and operations team, streamlining builds, deployments, monitoring, and recovery. AI fits naturally here by helping systems become more proactive, more automated, and more adaptive. For example, AI is now being used to monitor logs and metrics across infrastructure and applications to detect anomalies before they cause downtime, predict incidents like a failing server on unusual traffic spike, allowing teams to respond early, optimize CI/CD pipelines, automatic decisions about task prioritization, resource allocation, and deployment schedules, support self-healing systems, where AI helps automatically restart services, reroute traffic, or roll back failed releases. So, in interviews, instead of listing tools, focus on the value AI brings to operations. Here's how you can phrase it. AI is helping DevOps teams by making monitoring smarter, predicting incidents before they happen, and even supporting automated recovery. It reduces manual effort and helps maintain system stability at scale. Now, let's touch on MLOps, short for Machine Learning Operations. It's a newer term but increasingly common, especially in organizations that are building AI products. MLOps focuses on deploying, monitoring, and managing machine learning models in production. Just like DevOps helps streamline app delivery, MLOps helps ensure that models stay accurate, efficient, and aligned with business need after deployment. If you are not directly involved with machine learning, that's okay. You can still show awareness by saying something like, MLOps is becoming essential as more companies adopt AI solutions. It's about managing the life cycle of machine learning models, ensuring they stay updated, perform as expected, and are aligned with changing data and business goals. Even if you are in QA, project management, or infrastructure, knowing that models also need monitoring, version control, and rollback plans, just like code, helps position you as a forward looking professional. What to keep in mind while answering: keep the focus on outcomes, automation, resilience, faster recovery. You don't need to name tools or frameworks unless you're familiar with them. Show that you understand how AI makes systems smarter, not just faster. This topic is especially relevant for DevOps engineers, infrastructures leads, SREs, and even agile delivery managers who care about release reliability and operational performance. AI in quality assurance testing. If you are in QA or test automation, or even adjacent to these roles as a PM, BA, or DevOps engineer, you may be asked, how is AI influencing software testing today? Do you think AI will change the way we approach QA? The short answer is absolutely, but not by replacing testers. Instead, by enhancing the way testing is done. Let's start with how AI is currently being used in QA. One major area is test automation. Traditional automation tools require you to script every test case, but now AI-powered tools can analyze application behavior, generate test scripts automatically, and even adapt when the UI changes. This is known as self-healing automation, where tests don't break every time the app changes slightly. AI is also used in visual testing, where it compares screenshots and detects UI changes that a human might miss. Anomaly detection, where it flags unexpected outcomes that aren't explicitly defined in test cases. Prioritizing test cases using historical data to identify which ones are most likely to fail. Exploratory testing support, helping simulate unpredictable user behavior to catch edge cases. So, how do you respond if asked about this in an interview? Here's a simple version. AI is helping QA teams work smarter by supporting test case generation, identifying UI anomalies, and even adapting to application changes without rewriting scripts. It reduces maintenance effort and improves coverage, especially for complex or frequently updated applications. And if you are a QA lead or test manager, you can add, AI isn't replacing human testers. It's removing the repetitive parts of testing so teams can focus on more strategic areas like exploratory testing, test design, and user experience validation. Even if you're not in QA directly, it's useful to understand this shift. If you're a product owner or project manager, you can say, AI in QA means we can detect issues earlier, reduce cycle time, and release with more confidence. It also changes how we plan sprints because automated feedback loops become faster. What to keep in mind when answering: emphasize collaboration between AI and humans, not replacement. Use examples like self-healing scripts, visual testing, or smarter prioritization. Try to value the quality, speed, and reducing manual effort. If you can frame your answer with a clear understanding of how AI supports and skill testing, you'll stand out as someone who brings both awareness and practical thinking to the table.
AI in project and product management. If you are in a project management or product ownership role, you're likely to be asked, how do you see AI affecting project or product management? Or have you used AI tools to support your planning or prioritization process? These questions are not about technical implementation, but about how AI can support better decisions, improve efficiency, and enhance value delivery. Let's start with project management. In project management, AI is increasingly being used to assist with effort estimation by analyzing historical data to suggest likely durations or resource requirements, risk prediction by identifying patterns that indicate project delays, budget overruns, or communication breakdowns, automated reporting, where AI pulls data from tools like Jira or Trello and summarizes key insights for stakeholders, scheduling optimization, especially in complex multi-team setups. So, if you're asked how you see AI fitting into project delivery, you could say, AI is improving project management by helping us estimate timelines more accurately, identify risk earlier, and automate repetitive reporting tasks. That frees up time to focus on stakeholder engagement and strategic planning. Now, let's talk about product management. AI can play a significant role in helping product managers analyze customer feedback from multiple channels and cluster similar pain points. Use predictive analytics to forecast user behavior or product adaptation trends. Support backlog prioritization by linking items to customer impact or business goals. Generate product ideas or feature descriptions based on market data and usage trends. Here's an interview ready way to say it. AI helps product managers cut through noise by clustering customer feedback, surfacing patterns, and even assisting in prioritization features based on impact. It adds data-driven insights to what was previously intuition-heavy decision making. You might also mention tools like ChatGPT or other LM-based assistants that help draft release notes, user story, or product documentation, making content creation faster and more consistent. Important tips when answering. Keep your focus on decision support, not automation of judgment. AI provides input, but the human still owns the outcome. This balance is important. Avoid overstating. Acknowledge that adaptation is growing, but also highlight the need for careful integration and ethical use. Whether you are leading cross functional teams or managing product strategy, showing that you understand how AI fits into your process, not just your toolset, demonstrate strategic maturity. Ethical and responsible AI. In recent years, the topic of ethics in AI has moved from academic papers and boardrooms into regular job interviews. Regardless of your role, be it project management, QA, DevOps, or product ownership, there is a growing expectation that professionals understand the risks and responsibilities involved in using AI. You may be asked, what do you think about ethical concerns around AI? Or how would you approach AI implementation in a way that ensures fairness and responsibility? These aren't technical questions. They're designed to assess your awareness, sensitivity to risk, and judgment as a business professional. Let's start with the main concerns in ethical AI. Bias. AI models trained on historical data may learn and amplify existing social, gender, or racial biases. For example, a recruitment tool might favor certain profiles unfairly if not carefully designed. Transparency. Many AI systems, especially deep learning models, are seen as black boxes. It's hard to explain how they arrive at that decision. This creates problems in high stakes around like finance, healthcare, or hiring. Privacy. AI often works with massive datasets, some of which may contain sensitive or personal information. Mishandling this can violate data protection law and erode customer trust. Accountability. If an AI system makes a mistake, who is responsible? The developer, the product owner, the organization? These are critical discussions in governance and compliance. So, how do you talk about this in an interview? Here's one approach. I believe it's important to treat AI not just as a technical tool, but as a system with real world impact. That means thinking about fairness, privacy, and transparency. For example, if an AI tool is being used in recruitment or credit decisions, we need to make sure it's not reinforcing historical biases and that we can explain how it works. Even if you don't work directly with data, you can contribute by asking questions about data quality and diversity, raising flags when a decision feels opaque or unexplainable, advocating for human review in high risk decisions, ensuring the AI system aligns with your organization's value and policies. Key points to remember while answering. Don't try to sound overly technical or philosophical. Keep your answer grounded in business outcomes, fairness, and real world consequences. Emphasize the role of human oversight, thoughtful design, and continuous monitoring. You could say something like, AI is powerful, but without checks and balance, it can lead to unintended harm. As someone involved in delivery, I believe it's our shared responsibility to raise ethical concerns early, ensure we test for bias, and always keep a human in the loop. This shows that you are not just following trends, you are thinking critically about how they should be applied. AI in business and decision making. Let's now turn to a broader, more strategic topic, how AI is transforming business decision making. Interviewers may ask, how do you see AI supporting business strategy or decision making in your domain? Or do you think AI can help us make better business decisions? These questions aren't just for senior leadership role, they are increasingly common across functions. The goal is to see whether you understand how AI fits into the bigger picture, not just automating tasks, but improving how organizations think, act, and compete. Here's the key idea. AI helps businesses make faster, smarter, and more personalized decisions by analyzing large amounts of data, spotting patterns, and offering insights that humans might miss. Let's break down a few examples by function. Marketing. AI helps segment customers, personalize messaging, and optimize campaigns in real time. Sales, AI driven lead scoring and customer intent modeling improve conversion rates. Operations, forecasting demand, optimizing inventory, and predicting delays, all powered by AI models. Finance, AI supports fraud detection, credit scoring, and real time risk assessment. HR, screening resumes, predicting attrition, and improving employee engagement strategies. If you are in a non technical role, the most effective way to answer is by relating AI to your work context. For example, AI is helping business teams more beyond gut feeling decisions to data driven ones. It supports forecasting, customer behavior analysis, and even scenario planning. In my role, this means I can rely on AI generated insight to make more confident recommendations and identify patterns I might otherwise miss. Another way to frame it: AI is a like decision support engine. It doesn't replace human judgment, but it accelerates analysis, highlights blind spots, and helps us act with more clarity and speed. If you are applying for a strategic or leadership role, go one level deeper. The real power of AI in business lies in how it enables continuous real time decision making, but it also introduces new responsibilities like ensuring data quality, interpreting results correctly, and knowing when human judgment needs to override automated recommendations. Tips to keep in mind when answering: talk about decision speed, personalization, and scale. Focus on business value, not model accuracy or algorithms. Show that you understand AI is a support tool, not an all knowing machine. When you respond this way, you demonstrate not only awareness of AI trends, but also maturity in how they affect strategy, leadership, and outcome. AI tools and ecosystems. As AI continues to expand across industries, professionals, especially non technical roles, are expected to have at least a basic familiarity with the tools and platforms that are driving this transformation. In interviews, you might be asked: are you familiar with any AI tools or platforms? Or have you used AI tools in your day to day work? Now, don't worry, no one's expecting you to be an expert, but being able to name a few tools, understand their purpose, and relate them to your role can really help you stand out. Let's look to a few categories of tools and examples you might want to mention. First, generative AI platforms. This includes tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Cloud, or Microsoft Copilot. You can say, I've used ChatGPT for brainstorming, drafting emails, summarizing documents, and even preparing for presentations. It's a huge time saver and helps with creative thinking. If you've used Copilot in tools like Microsoft Word or Excel, that counts too. I've explored Microsoft Copilot to speed up reporting and automate spreadsheets tasks in Excel. 2. Productivity and collaboration tools with AI. Many everyday tools are now embedding AI features. For example, Notion AI helps generate meeting notes and content. Zoom AI Companion summarizes meeting and action items. Grammarly Go offers AI powered reading enhancement. Trello, Jira, and Asana are also adding predictive AI for task planning and prioritization. In an interview, it's useful to say, I'm increasingly seeing AI features inside tools we already use. For instance, meeting transcription, smart task suggestion, or summarization tools are helping our teams move faster and stay aligned. 3. Testing and QA tools. For those in QA roles, tools like Testing, Apply Tools, or Mabel use AI to support visual testing, smart locators, and self-healing test automation. If you are in QA, a simple response might be, we're exploring AI tools like Apply Tools for visual testing. It helps identify UI issues that standard test scripts might miss. 4. DevOps and monitoring tools. In DevOps or infrastructure roles, tools like Datadog, New Relic, and Dynatrace are using AI for predictive monitoring and anomaly detection. You can say, monitoring tools we use are now integrating AI to detect anomalies and alert us before things go wrong, especially helpful in large dynamic environments. 4. Low-code, no-code AI tools. Tools like Power Platform, Microsoft Power Automate, or Zapier are starting to include AI steps that automate decision logic or data processing. This is especially useful to mention in business automation or process roles. We've used low-code platforms with AI steps to automate simple approval workflows and summarize input from forms. How to handle this topic in an interview. You don't need to list dozens of tools. Instead, mention one or two tools you've explored or are curious about. Focus on what they help you do, not how they're built. Always relate tools to productivity, insight, or automation, things business teams care about. It's perfectly fine to say, while I'm still exploring many of these tools, I've used ChatGPT regularly and have started experimenting with AI features inside tools like Notion and Trello. That shows curiosity and growth, which is what most interviewers are really looking for. AI and data strategy. To wrap up the core content of this fast track prep, let's talk about a topic that's increasingly relevant to leadership, project, and process roles: data strategy in the context of AI. You might be asked, how important is data in AI initiatives, or what role do non technical professionals play in shaping an organization's data strategy? These questions are about your awareness of what AI needs to work well and your ability to connect data to business value. Here's the core idea: AI is only as good as the data it learns from. That means if your data is incomplete, biased, outdated, or silhouette, your AI solutions will be flawed, unreliable, or even harmful. So, what does this mean for you as non-tech professional? It means that you have a role to play in shaping, maintaining, and questioning the data that feeds AI system, even if you don't touch the code or build the models. Let's take a closer look at how that plays out in different roles. First, product managers and owners. You help define what data is collected and why. You ensure that the data aligns with user needs, business goals, and ethical considerations. You also help set expectation on what AI systems should and should not do. In my role, I ensure the right customer and usage data is collected for analysis and that the product respects privacy and delivers transparent outcomes. Second, project managers. You might not manage data directly, but you're responsible for timelines, teams, and stakeholder expectation. I work closely with data and AI teams to understand dependencies related to data availability or quality, and I help remove blockers to ensure smooth AI integration. Third, QA and testing. You help validate AI behavior, especially in edge cases or when working with varied datasets. You also help spot situations where biased or poor quality data is producing unexpected results. In testing AI features, I focus on how the model behaves across diverse scenarios and whether the data coverage reflects real-world users. Fourth, business analysis. You bridge the gap between business questions and data inputs. You help define what data is needed, how it should be interpreted, and what success looks like for AI driven insight. I collaborate with data teams to ensure we're tracking the right metrics and that the data used for modeling reflects current business realities. Fifth, DevOps and MLOps roles. You may be asked with monitoring data pipelines, ensuring model drift is caught early, and that data freshness and security are maintained over time. When asked about AI and data strategy in an interview, emphasize the importance of clean, representative, and ethical data. Show that you understand AI outcomes are only as reliable as the input. Talk about how your role contributes to clarity, alignment, and accountability around data use. For example, AI success depends heavily on data quality. Even in non technical roles, we play a part, whether that's by defining what gets captured, validating if it aligns with real world needs, or identifying gaps early. I see data strategy as a shared responsibility. That kind of answer shows maturity, system thinking, and a practical understanding of how your work fits into the larger AI puzzle. You've now reached the end of this fast track course on artificial intelligence interview preparation for non technical and business roles. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. You've learned how to confidentially discuss foundational AI concepts, explain what generative AI and large language models actually do, and how AI is impacting key areas like software development, DevOps, QA, product management, and business decision making. We also explored the ethical concerns and the importance of a solid data strategy when working with AI. But more importantly, you've seen how non technical professionals can engage meaningfully in AI conversations, whether in interviews, in cross functional teams, or as decision maker shaping the future of work. Remember, in most interviews, you are not being tested on technical depth. What matters more is your ability to demonstrate awareness, connect AI to business value, and show curiosity and confidence when speaking about emerging technologies. This short course was designed to give you a focused, time efficient head start. But if you'd like to go further, we also have a full length course that covers real world interview questions and well crafted sample answers. This extended course goes deeper into how to structure your answer, how to handle follow up questions, and how to explain complex ideas in simple, compelling language without using jargon or overpromising your technical involvement. If that sounds helpful for you, you'll find a discounted enrollment link either in the video description or in the resource file attached. We hope this fast track session gave you a boost in both knowledge and confidence. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best in your upcoming interviews and in your career journey. Keep learning, keep adapting, and most of all, stay curious.